Du kennst mich, zu seiner Pflegemutter. Oh. What's wrong? Well, the place he led me to was Mercia Orphanage. It was somewhere I knew well, somewhere that was very important to me. That was also exactly why I knew I shouldn't be here, because I was so weak-willed that I knew I would rely on everyone here and stop living by myself. I say that, but this was the first place I wanted to see as soon as I arrived in one. Oh, how badly I want to run straight here. But I knew I couldn't. I swore when I joined the academy to walk with my own 2 feet, and I would do anything to avoid the place that would make me my resolve buckle. What's up with you? Why did you go quiet? You want me to introduce you to the matron? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little stronger than I was before, right? I've gotten used to life at the academy. I've met friends there. I've resumed practicing my swordsmanship. I've gained stamina through chasing Lechter around. Maybe I'm ready to come back here. Maybe I'm strong enough now. Maybe I can finally walk back inside here with my head held high and not immediately give in to the weakness in my heart. Come on, you're scaring me. You're not sick of nothing, are you? I'm fine. Would you mind showing me inside? Sure, this way. Keep up or I'll leave you behind. There you are, Clem. Where have you been all this time? Everyone else has long... Goodness. Is that you, Kloe? You've grown so much, haven't you? Matron and I... It's you. It's really you. Oh dear, I see you still look exactly the same when you're crying. Well, Well, what's going on here? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hug you out of nowhere. Before I knew it, I was just so happy to see you again. Oh, that's no reason for you to apologize. It's lovely to see you again, Kloe. You too. Oh, look at you. You're still the same darling young lady I've always known after all, are you? I'm glad you finally came back too, Clem. But I wish you wouldn't run away like that. I just went to look for something, that's all. If you don't mind me asking, Mason, where's Joseph? You haven't heard the news then? I'm afraid he's no longer with us. He passed away about 4 years ago. He passed away. One day he went out shopping in one and was caught up in an accident. I'm so sorry. Sweetie, why are you apologizing? I had no idea. If I hadn't been acting so stubbornly, if I hadn't convinced myself I shouldn't come even though I love it here, if I'd just been more honest with myself, if I'd just come here from the beginning. Is somebody here? Oh, there you are, Clem. Where have you been all this time? What are you crying for? These are the children looking after at the moment. Everyone, say hello to our visitor. Okay. I'm Mary. What's going on? Hiya. Come on, Polly, you gotta say hello. Kloe, the Mercia Orphanage love is right here, you know? So it is. Maybe we should all have some tea. Now seems as good a time as any. Will you give me a hand making it, Kloe? Of course. From that day forward, I stopped avoiding the orphanage. I made a habit of going there whenever the opportunity presented itself. I buckled, exactly the way I thought I would. I was the same weak little girl I always was, forever craving the warmth of the orphanage and forever wanting to be surrounded by the lovely matron and the children. When I was there, the world felt bathed in happiness and smiling faces. Also, unbedingt was Schlechtes. Because I never knew my mother and father. All my memories of this place were the only ones I had of my childhood. For me, the orphanage I could visit now was exactly the same as one I fondly remembered from then. When I was there, I could be at peace. I could keep deceiving myself for as long as I needed to. Yet when I was there, I knew. I knew my heart wasn't as pure as I wanted to think it was. My garden, beautiful as it was, continued to stay enclosed. One month later. Das geht auch wieder enorm lang. I know I didn't intend to stay out that long. It's so easy to lose track of time when I'm at the orphanage. I'd better hurry back to the dorm. Oh, the lights are already off? She must have gone to sleep already. Ah! Good evening, my dear. Hello. What are you standing there for? Especially with the lights off. I was just feeling so lonely without my beloved Kloe around to keep me company, but I opted to turn the lights off and sulk. You're never around on our days off lately. I don't know where you're always going, but you sure seem to love it there. Where have you been anyway? I'm sorry for being out so late. I didn't mean to break curfew, but it just happened. Oh, no big deal. If the teachers don't suspect a thing, I took care of that. That might not be the case forever if it keeps happening, though. They might notice at some point. Yes, I suppose you're right. I'll try and make sure to return earlier in the future. Matron Teresa might start getting annoyed if I keep staying out so late, too. So... You didn't answer, by the way. Where have you been going? I know. It's a boy, isn't it? No way, it isn't. I've just been going to an acquaintance's house. An acquaintance's house, huh? Uh-huh. And what relationship do you have with this acquaintance, they ask? It's a place called Mercy Orphanage. I owe a lot to the matron there, so since I live in the region now, I've been able to go visit more often than I could before. An orphanage? Hold up, that's a place between here and Manoia, right? Oh, pooey, I was hoping it was gonna be something a little more scandalous. I should have known, would you? What do you mean? Well, you answered such a good girl answer. Spending your days off helping the poor little orphans at all. You're a true model student, aren't you? I'm impressed. Poor little orphans. Don't you dare call them that. What? Why do you have to talk about them like they're objects of pity? And I'm not a good girl. Excuse me. I didn't think I'd ever see her like that. I've done it again, haven't I? Me and my big mouth. She's got me all wrong. I'm not some kind of model student or good girl like she thinks I am. That's not why I'm always going to the orphanage. Wo soll ich jetzt hin? Da? What's wrong with me? My heart just won't stop pounding. Why am I acting like this? Lechter, ich weiß, dass du recht aus irgendeiner Ecke gekrochen kommst. Du kommst schon aus deiner Ecke gekrochen. Oh, doch nicht. Maybe I should talk to Hans. Oh, wir spielen Chill, okay. You in there, Hans? Yeah, I bet you do. Hold on, I'll open the door. What the heck are you doing here? It's late. Did something happen? Not really. Your face told me that's a big old lie. Come on in, I'm by myself at the moment anyway. Don't try any funny business, okay? As if I would. Now get your butt inside. So, what happened? Something to do with Kloe, right? Oh, I can't keep anything from you, can I? Have you ever fought with her before? Not yet, no. She's the type to just apologize before offering her opinion on anything, so we've got nothing to fight about, really. You're asking because you have? Yeah. I really hate myself sometimes, Hans. I just can't seem to stop myself from blurting out insensitive stuff, even when I don't mean it. She was really angry, too. Angry? Kloe? Man, I can't even imagine that. I wish I could have seen it. Can you be serious, Hans? I am. Oh, I'm just not sure how to face her now. So I don't want to go back to my room tonight. Can I sleep here? Proposal denied. You're sleeping in your own room and that's final. I don't know what you said, but I'm sure she'll forgive you if you apologize. I don't know. Alright, later, Gator. Jill. It wouldn't be the first time she's lost a friend over something like this. I hope it works out for her. Oh, Leo. You're sure back late tonight? I just walked past Jill too. She was crying. Well, that's because... Stop staring at me with that blank look. It's scary having shouting at me. Poor Hans. Either. I feel like I can't understand myself at all these days. Please don't stand behind me like that. It's creepy. Someone's in a bad mood? It's not looking too good. I always wished I could have a normal life like everyone else. An ordinary family, ordinary friends. But wishing for those things just doesn't get you then. And no matter how hard I try, nothing seems to work out. I just can't seem to make any progress. I get you. You were so frustrated you ended up lashing out against a friend who's kind of a dense side. That's not what happened at all. I'm not you. I might be annoyed at her, but Jill is still very important to me. But I'm not wrong either. I'm not going there because I pity the children or because I'm a good girl. The children there are wonderful. They don't need pity. I'm going there because I enjoy being there and because it's important to me. I don't need to be made out to be some kind of saint for going somewhere I like. Because I'm not. That's not who I am. I just want to be family. Why does nothing work out how I want it to be? No matter how much I want friends and family, I just can't get them. Are they destined to forever be out of my reach? You're spilling all the beans tonight, huh? What about you? Is there anything in the world that you take seriously? Just one thing where you refuse to compromise? You know, you can be pretty scary when you start shouting. Forget it. Shouting at you isn't going to solve anything. So, you still don't know why you're mad, right? You're not even listening to me, are you? Just told you why. It's because I'm not going there out of pity. That's not why I'm going there at all. It's because it's genuinely important to me and because... now we're just going around in circles. Sorry, but this is boring as sin. Where are you going? At least listen to me. I'm trying to have a serious discussion with you. You can't just walk away in the middle of it. Listen, all I'm gonna say is get yourself a clear answer to my question. These things are like a knotted up rope. If you don't untangle the heart of a problem, you'll just get more and more wrapped up in yourself. What does that even mean? Wait for you to find out. Lechter. Oh, who am I even kidding? He's probably just trying to bully me. No, he's not. He seems like he never takes anything seriously, but in reality he does. You still don't know why you're mad, right? These things are like a knotted up rope. If you don't untangle the heart of the problem, you'll just get more and more wrapped up in yourself. He's right. Why am I so angry about this? What's got me so worked up? Why? Deep down, I knew all along what I was doing. All that time I'd been pretending not to notice the truth, but I had known since the very beginning. And to avoid facing that fact, I kept desperately clinging on to everything I could, telling myself I was right over and over again, trying to convince myself it was true. Maybe it was because I was afraid that if I accepted it, I was going to lose everything. That was why my heart was so restless. The next day. I guess this must be the place. Well, it's not like I have to do anything too daring today. All I need to do is go without for now. I know I didn't mean any harm by what I said, but no excuse. I never should have made fun of the kids here without knowing anything about them. Which is why I'm gonna come here and get to know more about the place and then try to apologize to her. Maybe then she'll forgive me. The little stealth operation. Well, looks like there's no one here. Whew. Wow, this place is actually pretty cute. Well, here comes the hard part. Jill? What are you doing here? What? Fancy seeing you here, Kloe. Do you want to come in? Come in? Yeah, okay. Wait here for a minute, I'll go and make us some tea. Look, I'm sorry, Kloe. What I said was really insensitive, and I'm really sorry for ever saying it. Don't worry about it, Jill. When I was younger, I lost both of my parents too. You did. That's why what you said bothered me. In my head, I saw myself in them. I didn't want to think that just because someone was an orphan, they were unfortunate by default. I didn't want to think that alone meant they were doomed to spend life unable to have the same kind of happiness that others did. I didn't want anyone to say it, or even think it. But that wasn't because I was thinking of the children here. It was because I was thinking about myself. I didn't want to be thought of as a poor little girl either. Kloe, please, allow me to finish. I wanted to think I was getting angry on the children's behalf, but now I know I wasn't. All I cared about was myself. I knew that, too, and that's why being called a model student or being spoken of like some kind of exemplary student, human being, irritated me so much. I'm such a hypocrite, aren't I? Lashing out at you as if I'm sticking up for other people when in reality I'm only thinking of myself. I didn't want to admit it, even though I knew deep down. I shouldn't have been so annoyed by it, but I was. I really am sorry. No, you're clearly not the one at fault, Kloe. This is on me and I'm sorry. Why you were angry with me doesn't matter when I said something I never should have said from the get-go. I had no idea what kind of life you or the kids here had led, and I wasn't trying to imply you were a hypocrite or anything at all. I wanted to apologize to you earlier. I didn't know how, I suppose. Same here. I take back everything I said about the children too. I had no right to be judging them when I'd never even been here or met them. I didn't know the first thing about what I was talking about. I hope you forgive me. Well then, would you like to meet them? Really? They sleep in bunk beds, huh? I'm kinda jealous. Achoo. Haha, that's adorable. They really do look cute when they're sleeping. Now I feel even worse for being so mean. I was more in the wrong, Jill. I knew very well that you didn't actually mean any harm with what you said. All my frustration just built to a point where I took it out on you. Seriously, don't worry about it. Let's call fault the draw, okay? We're just going around in circles, aren't we? Still, in a way, I'm kind of glad this happened. It helped me sort out my own feelings. In fact, I feel more at peace with myself right now than I have in a long time. Because it just hit home just how important the place truly is to me. Although, to tell you the truth, all this fighting has tired me out. You too, huh? I barely slept a wink last night. Anyway, you wanna get going? Yeah. It feels kind of weird to finally be able to talk to you openly like this, though. We've been sharing a room all this time. But this is the first time I feel like you've truly opened up to me. Fighting aside, that alone made me pretty happy. Yeah, I'm happy too. Thanks for coming today, Jill. I'm glad I did. May this be the start of a long and fruitful friendship. I hope so. I'm feeling so sleepy all of a sudden. This sunlight does wonders that are making you want to drift off. Say, I wonder if this is how it feels to grasp what's really important to you. All this time, this office was right here, same as I remembered it. All the time I was stubbornly refusing to come back. All the time I was wrestling with myself about how I felt. All that time, it was right here, waiting for me to come back. Whether I was being a hypocrite didn't matter. I genuinely loved this place, and that's the only thing that ever mattered. But now, I know that I'll always feel that way. No matter how many times I lose sight of myself or find myself losing my way. I know that I'll always eventually come back and remember how I feel. This orphanage is just part of who I am. There's also one other important thing that I found myself realizing. I still hadn't thanked him for all he'd done for me, not once. Does das Ende? Nee, Lechter! Get back here. Today's the day you're finally going to do some work. Kloe? Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. Our pins detect didn't work all that well. Haha. You'll have to do better than that if you want to catch the almighty Lechter. How'd you get up there so fast? Its agility is amazing. Ha! You've got no one to blame but yourself for letting me get away. So long, suckers! Get back here! We'll see who's a sucker when you're chained to a chair on the mountain of paperwork. times I've chased him around. I know there's got to be more to this than it seems. He's not making it look like he's up there, but making it look like he isn't. But is that all there is to it? Let's go and have a look anyway. Anton? Nein. Anton. Kriege ich aber auch nicht. I'm all alone with Lucy, so it's like a dream come true. Oh, Lucy. What is it? I just want to ask you something. What do you think the most important thing in the world is? It's love, right? If you ask me, it's probably... strength, I suppose? Yeah. Speaking of strength, I feel like smacking Lechter upside the head right now. Well, if you need someone to hit, you can smack me around much as you like. Okay, Hans. Was macht ihr? God, you know, you're so cute for a present. Time to accept your fate. Mickey, what were you doing under there? Let go of me. I wasn't doing anything. What's going on here? I keep telling you I wasn't doing anything weird, I swear. Then what were you doing down there, huh? I'm sorry, but crawling under the underwear screams suspicious. That's what I thought too, that's why I crawled in on there. I'm following you. Can you elaborate? Well, you see, I was around the back of the school building when I saw this guy who looked like he rolled right out of a dumpster walking around. I don't think I've ever seen anyone so sloppy looking in my life. It's scary how I know just from that who he's talking about. Yeah, me too. Honestly, he made me so curious I had to see what he was up to, so I ended up following him. Anyway, he looked around for a while, then he wandered here into the auditorium. Pretty suspicious, right? It was when I followed him in here that he noticed me. The second he saw me, he seemed to panic a little before crawling under there. I tried to follow him, but I ended up getting stuck. I was so close to. So in other words, he was toying with you. What? Maybe if you bothered think about things other than how best to sit class, you wouldn't fall for such obvious tricks. He was deliberately trying to get your attention by acting suspicious as all get out. Like he was trying to set you up. Call it our student council president's specialty. What? That guy's the student council president. You've gotta be kidding. He couldn't look any less apart. He's preaching to the choir. That's true. Ja, wenn halt irgendjemand genau weiß, was er macht. Eigentlich Lechter. Eine, ich sag mal, starken, seine Fähigkeiten sind ja halt, dass er Sachen predikten kann. So nicht kein 3D-Chess, kein 4D-Chess, auch nicht 5D. Er spielt schon ein bisschen so 8-dimensionales Schach, wenn er, ne, so einer ist er halt, ne. Naja. Wenn jemand genau weiß, wie er irgendwas Bestimmtes von irgendwas anderes Bestimmten kriegt, dann er. Jetzt vielleicht hier hinten? Weiß nicht. Ansonsten kommt mir bisher der alte Schulhaus ein bisschen unnütz vor. Lechter. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wo er ist. Wo ist er? Habe ich vielleicht doch gar nicht so falsch gedacht hier hinten? Ja, doch. Das ist halt doch tatsächlich eben. Wollte gerade sagen. I knew I'd find you here. Oh, look who we've got here. Great weather, huh? Perhaps so, but you can't honestly believe I came to talk to you about the weather. If you have enough free time to laze around on the roof, come and do some work. Everyone could use your help, you know. Hey, they need me a lot less than you'd think. And predicting the weather 10 years in the future takes a lot of brainpower, you know. I need to concentrate right now. How does he think up these things? Ich glaube nicht, dass er sich das ausgedacht hat. Ich glaube ehrlich gesagt, der ist da wirklich gerade dabei, das Wetter von in 10 Jahren zu predikten. Würde mich nicht wundern. So, going by my experience with him. When he acts like this, he's usually willing to listen to me. Hey Lechter, I just want to say thanks. Thanks? For what? A lot of things, really. You've done an awful lot to help me ever since I enrolled here. But because you're always trying to act like you aren't, or you're running away from me, I've never been able to say thanks for any of it. I feel like I owe it to you. Yeah, I'm lost. I got no clue what you're talking about. You asked me a long time ago what it was that I came here to do, didn't you? I hated the life I had before enrolling here. Always felt like I was being pushed around by everyone and everything around me instead of really achieving anything for myself. And it was that I hated, and it was that I hated most of all. I felt empty, worthless. That was part of why I didn't want to try to answer your question, or even think about it. It was like if I accepted how weak I was inside, I'd never be able to get any stronger. But that's not how I feel now. I'm not empty at it all anymore. Thanks to coming here and meeting you and all of my friends, I've learned so many new things. I was able to do things for myself too, instead of just relying on others for everything. Yeah? So that's why I wanted to thank you. Man, I told you before you were too serious, right? You've been thinking about that one offhand thing all this time? I never saw that coming. You're trying to make fun of me again, aren't you? What about you, though? Why did you choose to come here? Me? I had nothing better to do, I guess. It seemed like a good way to kill time. Huh, really? Well, as long as you're here, you may as well do some work. Wait. Tomorrow is the student council's general meeting. It means you have a lot to do, and you need to do it all by the end of the day. There's a mountain of it just waiting for you to get started on. Oh, hold up a second. Don't do this, Kloe. I can explain. I'm not going to listen. Please spare me, please. This was the first and last chance I ever had to thank Lechter for all he did for me. The day after that year's Academy Festival, he suddenly registered his intent to withdraw from school, and was never seen there again. He was himself to the very end, though, making a sudden appearance in the student council organized play's final scene, ruining it for his amusement. Then, 2 years later, I ended up meeting him once more, in a place and way I never would have expected. 2 Jahre? Moment. Das ist das Jahr, bevor sie Estelle getroffen hat. Das heißt, es ist 1201, also 1203. 1203 kennen wir noch gar nicht. Wir waren noch nie in 1203. Liberal ist in 1202. Und beziehungsweise es gibt, glaube ich, einen Jahreswechsel. Ne, jetzt im dritten Teil, jetzt sind wir in 1203. In 1204 spielt Teil 1 und 2 von Crossbell. Nicht von Crossbell, von Erebonia. Crossbell spielt dazwischen beziehungsweise zeitgleich. Und 3 und 4 von Cold Steel spielen in 1206. 1203? Vielleicht kriegen wir das ja noch. Also ich meine, ich weiß, wann die noch trifft, aber das ist noch das sind mehr als 2 Jahre später. Die trifft ihn auf jeden Fall nochmal in 1206. 6000 Mira habe ich mir jetzt aber auch verdient, Mann. So. Regroup Area. Jetzt müssen wir nochmal den nächsten Plane angucken am Anfang. Können wir machen. Ist das Le Mans? Das Le Mans? Where are we now? Nowhere I've ever been before, judging from where I'm standing. Oh my. Yep, Le Mans. Wie war der Lochel? What a beautiful view. Wow, well, this is a lot prettier than the last plane at least. This must be another real place that's been recreated here in Phantasma, much like the capital was. Most likely, yeah. Just oasis, so somewhere in the burn? I doubt it. It's not familiar to me at all. The best guess would be somewhere along the Krone mountain, but the air should suggest otherwise. Oh. What's the basic example doing here? Looks like this really isn't the place that exists on the burn. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any guild facilities like this anywhere in the country. I'm not familiar with it either, nor am I aware of there being any buildings like this in Calvert. Would you look at that? The answer was right under our noses the whole time. It was. This is a local training center. I know it name. Wasn't it the training camp Estelle went to a while back? You know, last year with Annalise? That's one. It's a guild-owned facility located in Le Mans State. I've never been there myself, so I've only heard about it from Estelle. So this is local, huh? I've never trained here personally, but it's famous among racers. That leaves us with yet another problem to solve. Le Mans State is a fairly significant distance away from Le Burle, after all. Yeah, it is. It's farther away than both Bonnie and Calvert. But you know, I may not have a clue how a place in Le Mans ended up being created here or why. But if our enemies did it, they must have had a reason for doing so, right? I knew you'd catch on. That sounds like we've got company, guys. Hi. Oh no, here comes trouble. And make it double. I suppose beastman would be the best term for these things. It's probably what your next destination, the Path of Beasts, was referring to. Another mystery solved. Watch out, there's a lot of them and this could get ugly. Probably, ja. Die Werewolves sehen sehr gefährlich aus. Oha, die haben ja richtig krasse Reichweite, ey. Ich dachte, er hätte jetzt einfach Kevin verschwinden lassen. So. I und das sollte reichen, yes. Fleeing to fight another day, huh? The smart little devils. They do seem a lot more intelligent than your average monster. Enough to make me wonder whether these are another kind of impossible fiend like the rest. I'm with you, I can't pretend to be an expert on the monsters of Le Mans, but I'm pretty sure they're not this smart. It looks like this plane is going to pose a real challenge. Here she comes. You have done well to come this far. On this plane there are 3 ordeals to overcome. If you overcome them all, the next path will open. Take this. Oh. Be forewarned. The Lord of Phantasma's goal is your success wahrscheinlich. Well, she sure didn't stick around long. She's probably got so little power left now, it's difficult for her to show herself to us. So it seems it must be a frustrating thing for her to deal with. Still, she left us with a useful gift. Yeah. Okay, so looks like the lodge in the top right is where we are now. Then there's this Balster channel place to the left of it. Maybe that's the ordeal she mentioned, or one of them at least. She mentioned there being 3 of them, but there's only one place that could fit that description marked on the map. Ja, wir müssen wahrscheinlich zum Channel, dann in den Wald und einmal in die Basis da. I wonder where the other 2 could be. From what I can see, these two roads lead to them, but one that seemed to just stop all of a sudden. This plane most likely has its own rules we need to follow. If we followed those roads now, there's a big chance we'd find nothing at the end of them. Unfortunately. Well, those are the cards we've been dealt. Let's just try heading over to Alstar Tunnel and Channel and see what comes of it. Keine Kiste oder so? Kann ich hier wenigstens rein? Ja. Aha. Nee, lass mir mal. Der roten Himmel. Schöner Name. Ah ja. Ich nehme ein. Muss reichen. Ein extra können wir gebrauchen. Mein 4 ist auch nicht so schlecht. Komm, das bloß einmal einfach um zu haben. Dafür haben wir kein Geld. So. Nee, ich habe nicht für dich gekauft. Moment. Für sie gekauft. Mein 3, du kriegst. Oh. Okay. Ich upgrade von 1. Oh, okay. Warum auch immer das so passiert, aber hey. Du kriegst jetzt stattdessen kriegst du Action 3, das ist schon mal ein ordentliches Upgrade. Please, was soll das denn Sinn? So. So macht es am meisten Sinn. Ja, Wrath of Gamble ist okay. Ist hier oben noch irgendwie. Ah. Empty? No, my friend, I'm filled with artisan-style voidness. Ja. Mr. Tiddles looks up with an annoyed expression. To disturb this nap? Will write flavor text for food. Das wird wahrscheinlich Feuerschaden dann machen? Nee. Oh. Das ist cool. Lassen wir aber erstmal raus. Uh, 50 years later. A dangling Halcyon swung limply in Hideko's house, forgotten and neglected. It had been purchased 50 years before, purely on Sato's recommendation. Gerade mal heilen. Gut, dann würde ich aber sagen, dass ich an der Stelle die Session beende. Wenn ihr das auf YouTube schaut und der Part euch gefallen hat, lasst gerne einen Daumen nach oben da und den Kanal, um nicht weiter zu verpassen. Schaut auch gerne beim nächsten Mal wieder vorbei. Schaut auch gerne in die Beschreibung zu meinem Twitch-Kanal. Lasst dort gerne ein Follow da, wenn ihr benachrichtigt werden wollt, wenn ich live gehe. Und ja, wenn nach dem Part hier kein weiterer online ist aktuell auf YouTube, schaut auch gerne auf meinem Twitch-Kanal, wenn ihr weiter gucken wollt, denn dort sind alle weiteren Parts auch abgespeichert im Sammlungsfeature. Auch mit derselben Partnummerierung. Von daher ist das einfach für euch zu finden. Würde ich sagen, sehen wir beim nächsten Mal. Bis dahin. Ciao, ciao.